This is one of the most iconic aircraft ever built. Supersonic, strategic, and nuclear. It was also the RAF's most dangerous weapon for 28 years. The most successful V-bomber, the most iconic. This is the full story of the Avro Vulcan. The Avro Vulcan was Britain's answer to the Cold War and was designed in the late 1940s. It was one of 4 proposed aircraft to be used by the RAF. This also included the Handley Page Victor and the Vickers Valiant, which were both put into production. However, the 4th proposed aircraft, the Short Sperrin, was never mass produced. It was designed by Roy Chadwick, who was also responsible for the legendary Lancaster bomber, and Stuart Davies of Avro Company, or as we know it today, Avro, and was instantly special. It incorporated a delta wing, something never seen before in British aviation. A large surface area meant the bomber could fly with large bomb loads at high altitudes, as it generated more lift. When it came to engines, the newly designed Rolls-Royce Olympus was an obvious choice. It was the same engine that would go on to power the world-renowned Concorde and the less successful TSR-2. Due to the rapidly different style of the wing, Avro built the Avro 707, a mini Vulcan as you could call it. There's a way of testing the Vulcan without having to build the whole thing, and after they finished designing the Vulcan, it was unveiled. The first flight was conducted in 1952 with Vulcan 698. The design was considered the most technically advanced of the submissions in response to Air Ministry Specification B. The Vulcan B1 was put into service in 1956. Despite the smooth sailing from the prototype to RAF bomber, there were problems to overcome. In 1958, Vulcan prototype XV770 disintegrated in the air above RAF Sewston in Nottinghamshire. All 4 crew were killed, as well as 3 people on the ground. It was believed that the problem was a gross structural failure of the main spar, which was informed by amateur footage from the crowd. The manufacturer insisted it was not the failure of an aircraft, but a fault of the crew. In 1960, the Avro Vulcan B2 was rolled out by the RAF. The B2 featured more powerful engines, a larger wing, an improved electrical system, and electronic countermeasures, and many were modified to accept the Blue Steel missile. It would go on to serve until 1984. Despite its long career, the Vulcan only unleashed hell on one mission. This was, of course, Operation Black Buck. The target? The Falklands. The Falklands War was a 10-week undeclared war between Argentina and the United Kingdom in 1982 over 2 British dependent territories in the South Atlantic. The Falkland Islands and its territorial dependency, South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. When the need for bombers was declared, the RAF had to devise how to get them to the Falklands. Eventually, it was decided that the Handley Page Victors, we mentioned earlier, would act as a refueling vessel for the Vulcan. This mission was the farthest RAF bombing mission ever, and at the time, farthest bombing mission ever. Just a year later, the Vulcan would be retired from service, all except Avro Vulcan XH558, the first and last operational Vulcan, which would go on to perform as part of the Royal Air Force stunt team until 1992. But that is not where the Vulcan story ends. In 1993 it was sold to C. Walton Limited, who used it for ground-based displays at their Bruntingthorpe Aerodrome in Leicestershire until 1999. Through a combination of public donations and lottery funding, it was restored to an airworthy condition by the Vulcan to the Sky Trust, who returned it to flight on 18th of October 2007. It moved to various homes, but ended up settling at Doncaster, Sheffield Airport in May 2015. In May 2015, it was confirmed that it was the Vulcan's last flying season. In August 2015, it flew past Clapton, Essex, where I was standing, waiting. I'm so privileged to have seen that Vulcan fly in my lifetime. The Vulcan has since resided in Sheffield and is in continuous care from the Vulcan to the Sky Trust.